Hello and welcome to Revelations and Grace. Today I want to talk about what God means when he says soon. Throughout the Bible, God often prophesies that something's going to happen soon or it's about to happen. And we think that in God's perspective, soon could mean like a literal soon, or it could mean thousands of years. And we base that off of 2 Peter 3:8, which says, with the Lord, one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. And so we take these end time prophecies about Jesus coming on the clouds soon, and we say, well, soon in God's eyes could mean thousands of years. So when God tells us something's going to happen soon, from his perspective, it is going to happen soon. It's only going to be a couple days. But from our perspective, it could be thousands of years. If you look at other verses, though, that explanation hardly makes sense. Look at Hebrews 10:37. This is in the David Bentley Hart translation. It says, "For in just a very little while, he who is coming will come and will not delay." Okay, why would it say a very little while? Why would it emphasize very if it's going to be thousands of years? If God's point is to say, I'm going to come soon, and that could be thousands of years for you, but it's soon in my sight, and he's saying, don't worry, it will be just a very little while. That means to us it will be a very few thousand years. I mean, how does that have any meaning to us? Throughout the Bible, the words soon and about to described events that were genuinely near in human terms. There's a lot of verses I could list for that, and I do on my blog, Soon Means Soon in Revelations and Grace. For instance, when Paul was bitten by a snake when he was ministering, the locals anticipated that he was about to swell up or suddenly fall down dead. In Acts chapter 28, verse 6, in the Weymouth New Testament translation, it says, they expected him soon to swell up with inflammation or suddenly fall down dead. But after waiting a long time and seeing no harm come to him, they changed their minds and said that he was a god. So we have two words contrasting with each other to bring meaning to each other. On the one hand, they expected him to soon swell up or suddenly fall down dead. And then it's contrasted with waiting a long time and seeing no harm come to him. So that just emphasizes that the meaning of this word soon here is clearly something that's about to happen from human perspective. And that's that same Greek word mello. That's that same word that indicates nearness, that Jesus, the same words that Jesus uses to indicate that something related to the end times was about to happen. That same word is also used in Matthew 2:13. And this is also the Weymouth New Testament translation. But basically, Herod is seeking to kill Jesus. He's seeking to kill the newborn infants. And an angel wakes up Joseph in the middle of the night and tells him, basically, hurry and get up. And he says, rise, take the babe and his mother and escape to Egypt and remain there until I bring you word. For Herod is about to make search for the child in order to destroy him. Now, this is an angel speaking. So, I mean, do angels have God's perspective? And an angel's mind is about to 1,000 years? You know, this is a heavenly perspective. If an angel tells you to do something soon, suddenly or quickly, does that mean you can wait around for 100 years to see if it happens? Or does that actually mean get up? Now, the fact that the angel wakes him up in the middle of the night and he's like, get up tonight. Like, don't delay. This can't wait till morning. That tells us there's urgency involved, because why would he mean that if Herod was going to search for the kid maybe in a few more weeks or next year or something? He told him to rise and get up in the night because there was danger that very day. And he says Herod is about to. That's that same word mello, and it's an angel using it. There's another example in Acts 12, verse 7. This is the World English Bible, and it says, and behold, an angel of the Lord stood by him, and a light shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and woke him up, saying, stand up quickly. His chains fell off his hands. So basically, the angel comes to rescue Peter from prison. And he says, get up quickly, like we got to get out of here. And that word quickly is the same word that's used at the beginning and end of Revelation. In the very first verse of Revelation, in the Young's Literal Translation, it says, a revelation of Jesus Christ that God gave to him to show his servants the things that behooveth to come to pass quickly. And he did signify it, having sent his messenger to his servant John. That word quickly, it's the same word used in Acts 12:7. And that same word for quickly is used at the end of Revelation. I'm also reading from the Young's Literal Translation, but this is chapter 22, verse 6. And he said to me, these words are steadfast and true. And the Lord God of the holy prophets did send his messenger to show his servants the things that it behooveth to come quickly. That's that same word that the angel told Peter, get up quickly. So are we to believe that when he told Peter to get up quickly and use that word, he meant right then? But then when Revelation says it's going to happen quickly, he means thousands of years in the future. That doesn't make sense. Also consider that there's actions related to something quick. If God tells you do something quickly, he's striking you, he's telling you to get up, he's waking you up in the middle of the night. There's something that goes along with that. Whereas if God's like, I'm going to come soon, it doesn't really mean soon. It just kind of, I would like it to be soon, and it's soon to me, but it's not soon to you. Why would he say wake you up in the middle of the night to tell you that? As if there's urgency. When Daniel prophesied about the end times, God told him, seal up the vision, for it concerns the distant future. Basically, Daniel didn't get the full prophecy. He didn't get all the interpretation of the end times because God basically told him, wrap up the scroll, don't show it to anyone, or don't read the rest of it because it's going to happen in the distant future. That's Daniel 8:26. However, later he tells John in Revelation, don't seal up the words of this prophecy because the time is near. So he's telling John, go ahead and read it. Read the details because what you're reading is about to happen. That's Revelation 22, verse 10. So why would God tell Daniel, don't read all this prophecy because it concerns the distant future? And then Revelation, he tells John, read this prophecy because it's about to happen. When he tells Daniel that the prophecy concerns the distant future, well, Daniel is told how distant that future is. He's told it's going to be 490 years. 70 weeks, which is 70 times 7. And the days in those weeks represent a year each, is how scholars interpret that. So Daniel was told that 490 years was the distant future to God. So scholars today are saying that Daniel's 490 years was considered the distant future, but Revelation's thousands of years later is considered soon. It's considered near. If God means 490 years as the distant future, then it would also be the distant future if it's 2,000 years in Revelation. Okay, but there's more clear examples of this because there is a place in Ezekiel where God specifically tells us what he means by soon. We're not getting this definition from the Greek or just from a person telling us this is what it means. God himself defines what soon means. So he starts off in Ezekiel 7, verses 6 through 8 and 23 through 24. He tells the Israelites that their city is about to be destroyed. Very soon he's going to pour out his wrath. I'm going to read from it here. This is the Berean Standard Version. It says, the end has come, the end has come. It has roused itself against you. Behold, it has come. Doom has come to you, O inhabitants of the land. The time has come. The day is near. There is panic on the mountains instead of shouts of joy. Very soon I will pour out my wrath upon you and vent my anger against you. I will judge you according to your ways and repay you for your abominations. Forge the chain, for the land is full of crimes of bloodshed, and the city is full of violence. So I will bring the most wicked of nations to take possessions of their houses. I will end the pride of the mighty, and their holy places will be profaned. So here's God saying that there's a judgment coming. It's near, it's very soon to happen. And what did the Israelite prophets do? They said, don't worry about this word. It concerns the distant future. Like, you don't have to worry about it. It's for many days in the future. It has nothing to do with your lifetime. They dismissed the warning. And so God sent another rebuke through Ezekiel. In Ezekiel chapter 12, he tells Ezekiel to tell them. Again, the word of the Lord came to me saying, this is verses 21 through 28 in the Berean Standard Bible. Again, the word of the Lord came to me saying, Son of man, what is this proverb that you have in the land of Israel? The days go by and every vision fails. Therefore tell them, this is what the Lord God says. I will put an end to this proverb, and in Israel they will no longer cite it. But say to them, the days are at hand, when every vision will be fulfilled. For there will be no more false visions or flattering divinations within the house of Israel. Because I, the Lord, will speak whatever word I speak, and it will be fulfilled without delay. For in your days, O rebellious house, I will speak a message and bring it to pass, declares the Lord God. Furthermore, the word of the Lord came to me saying, Son of man, take note that the house of Israel is saying, the vision that he sees is for many years from now. He prophesies about the distant future. Therefore, tell them this is what the Lord God says. None of my words will be delayed any longer. The message I speak will be fulfilled, declares the Lord God. So Ezekiel, when he said that those things were going to happen soon, he said that in the 6th year of the exile of King Jehoiachin. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I might not be. That's based off Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 2 and chapter 8, verse 1. But then in the 12th year of his exile, so just 6 years later, that prophecy was fulfilled. And we can see it in Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 21. This is the World English Bible. It says, in the 12th year of our captivity, in the 10th month, in the 5th day of the month, one who had escaped out of Jerusalem came to me saying, the city has been defeated. So here's God telling the Israelites, I'm about to bring a judgment on your city. It's very soon to happen. The time is near. And then the Israelites are saying, no, it concerns a distant future, because I suppose they could have been meaning with God soon means in the distant future. So they said it's going to happen a long time away. And then God, just 6 years later, he defeats the city just as he prophesied. And what this shows us is that when God uses the word soon, he means it. He means us to understand it just the way it actually is. I mean, God is giving us the definition of what soon means. He's rebuking them for saying that soon means something else, that soon means the distant future. He's like, no, soon only means soon. So when God says something's about to happen or soon to happen, that is soon to happen. And if we go back to that verse in Hebrews 10:37, it says, for in just a very little while, he who is coming will come and will not delay. There he promises, I will not delay. That's just like he said in Ezekiel 12, when he said, none of my words will be delayed any longer. From that example, what do we learn what it means when God says, I won't delay? It means it's going to happen within 6 years or something like that. It's going to happen within a very short time. So I think we're on very strong grounds to say that we should not be interpreting soon in God's eyes means one day, and soon in our eyes means thousands of years. God communicates to humans because he's speaking to humans. He wants to be understood by humans. And there's really no other meaning. It's just so confusing to believe that God's saying, this is soon going to happen. Why would he say that if that means thousands of years to us? I'm going to be long gone and have died long before he comes. Is that supposed to prepare me and urgently that he's going to come soon? So the whole point of this video is to stress that when God says soon, he actually means soon. And he gives us that very definition from Ezekiel. And all throughout the Bible, that word about to or mellow or soon always does mean soon. It literally means soon. And there's not another reasonable way to interpret that. And in fact, God rebuked the Israelites when they took it as a longer period of time. And that's all I was going to say. Thanks for listening.